Good evening and welcome to another edition of Sports Live with me, your host Zach Huntley, and my co-host Tyler Meyer over there. Before we get started here, we are going to jump right in. As most of you know, Jerry Kill announced today his retirement due to an illness. So we're going to get right in, and we're going to play his news conference he had before the question, just all his speaking. So here it is from the Big Ten Network.
Tough moment for me and our players, coaches. First of all, I want to thank, the state of Minnesota. The people here are tremendous people and have been very good to my wife, my family, and made us feel like this is our home. The university, the administration, the players, the coaches, the friends that we've acquired through our stay. We thank them all. The fans that have been loyal through the good times and bad times, all the support that people have given to the new project. Again, we can't thank them enough. I've coached this game for 32 years. My daughter's been on the sideline with me for 21. And my wife's been in this thing for 32. And my youngest one's been in it. It is hard on all of us, but certainly my family and my daughter that's walked that sideline for all those years. I've given every ounce that I have for 32 years to the game of football and the kids I've been able to coach. I've never stole from anybody. I'm not going to steal now. I know somebody will ask, Coach, what are you going to do? I don't know. I ain't done anything else. That's the scary part. I do have a Chasing Dreams Foundation that I've got to get better because that's what's happened to me. Last night, when I walked off the practice field, I feel like a part of me died. I love this game. I love what it's done for my family. I thank God for giving me the opportunity to coach this game. I thank Joel Maturi for giving me a chance, Dr. Kaler for giving me that opportunity. That was a phone call, I believe, from Chicago, if I remember right. We kind of both got hired at the same time. But this is not the way that I wanted to go out, but you all know about the struggles, and I did my best to change. but some of those struggles have returned. And I don't want to cheat the game. And I ain't going to change. I did everything I could. I listened to my doctor 2.5 years ago, somewhat. But I did what it took. I knew our team needed some help. I tried to, some stuff that I had to do, I took my own self off of because I couldn't think the way I wanted to think. So, with that, my doctor told me it's my best interest for my family, my kids, hopefully grandkids someday, that if I didn't do and move on with my life, that I may be a guy that don't think too good down the road, and I won't be able to think. This is the toughest thing that I've ever done in my life. The toughest thing since I lost my dad.
So, there it was. Pretty much our top headline of the day. Jerry Kill announcing his retirement due to medical condition that he's been dealing with for several years now.
Yeah. Oh, man. Another
week.
Another rough Minnesota team. Some kind of tragic thing happened. It's frustrating. When you finally have the right coaches, something happens. Like with Flip, like with Jerry Kill. Kill turned that Gophers team around big time.
From where it was, yes, he did.
From where it was, yes. And I don't know. Losing a guy like him, I don't know if it's gonna benefit or if it's gonna make it the way it was before Kill was even here.
Who knows?
Nobody
knows. But they are now the 8th team to be looking for a real head coach at the end of the season. So there's been a lot of firings in the last week and a half, and it's this one was no firing. This was just medical problems, and the seizures came back again, and doctors just said it's either you stop or you're gonna possibly kill yourself.
Yep.
By keep coaching.
Yeah, it's that seizure epilepsy is nuts.
No, it is.
And it's tough, but
yeah.
He said he did all he could do. He did what he had to do. He said he even said he somewhat listened to his doctors 2.5 years ago.
Not everybody says that, though. Lord, I've done that.
Yeah.
I somewhat listen to them.
Yeah.
Who does? Nobody. When you love something so much, you don't listen to them.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. So that was our top storyline. And what did we have for the rest of the evening here, Tyler?
We from 8:30 to 9 we have the NBA previews.
Well, we still got our headliners going.
Well, the sports headliners from 8 to 8:30. 8:30 to 9 we have NBA previews and predictions. Who's gonna win each division, each conference,
and who wins it all?
And from 9 to 9:30 we're gonna recap Week 8 NCAA and preview and our picks for Week 9. From 9:30 to 10 o'clock, we are going to recap Week 7 of the NFL and preview and picks Week 8.
Pretty good show on tap for today.
Pretty good. It always is when we have our picks.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And maybe somebody wants to call in, once again, 507-537-6350. You want to talk NBA, want to talk NFL,
Whatever you want to talk about.
Want to talk Jerry Kill, go ahead and call in.
Yes. And as we hop right into our next storyline, it is, yes, World Series Baseball. And what a game one that was. It was an unbelievable game. I watched pretty much after the 7th inning on, and holy moly, it was incredible.
You didn't watch it the whole game?
Heck no.
I did.
I don't remember what I was doing last night. I did something last night I couldn't watch.
Open gym?
No. What was yesterday? Oh, it was Tuesday yesterday. I don't remember. Oh, I was doing homework, and then I did something. I don't remember. I think I just was watching something else, and I just kind of,
spaced off?
Yeah, spaced off, didn't watch it. But pretty much came out starting right out of the gate for the Kansas City Royals as Alcides Escobar in the first inning did something nobody has done since 11. And here is the clip from Fox Sports.
If you've been watching the Royals, be ready. He's swinging. First pitch.
It is Escobar, and he swings and hits it into left center. Back at the track. It is dropped. Cespedes couldn't make the catch. How about that effort? Digging around third. Here comes Escobar. 1-0 Kansas City.
Escobar would hit the first inside the park home run in a World Series game since like 1911 or something like that. Long time.
Well, and speaking of the game, we actually have an update.
Yeah, it's 1-0 right now. I saw that too.
1-0 Mets.
1-0 Mets. So a little different start, but and then the Mets would score theirs, I believe, if I remember right. They would score their first run on a single off Moustakas' glove at third base to tie the game at 1. And then the Mets in the top of the 5th would take their first lead of the game thanks to Curtis Granderson.
Hardest throwing staffs in baseball. Granderson takes a 1-2 pitch into right. Back is Rios. And that one is gone!
So Granderson would hit a home run to get it to 2-1, and if you heard there, that's actually from MLB Network because that's when I don't know what happened. This Fox Sports decided to just poop out and their trailer went out. So if MLB Network had to take over a little bit there.
I actually saw a meme on Facebook
Pete Rose.
No.
Yeah, well, Pete Rose's meme was
Chase
on
Utley.
Oh, Chase Utley. Oh.
Chase Utley took him out.
Didn't even know that. And then you had Michael Confronto had a sacrifice fly to give the Mets a 3-1 lead. Then Hosmer would hit a sacrifice fly to score Zobrist to get it to 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Moustakas would single in Lorenzo Cain to tie the game up. And then Wilmer Flores would hit a ball at Eric Hosmer, which, if anybody knows who Eric Hosmer is one of the best first baseman defenders, and he made an error. And a very odd error for him. And the Mets would take a 4-3 lead, and the Mets would get out of a jam in the 8th inning with Familia coming in. And then Familia, as good as he's been, tried to quick pitch Mr. Alex Gordon, but the Kansas City, like they do, did the impossible.
Gordon in the air to center. Back at the wall. This game is tied.
Alex Gordon would hit a home run to tie the game up in the bottom of the 9th, and then all the way to the bottom of the 14th. Hosmer would hit a fly ball to right field, and I believe Alcides Escobar would score on the sac fly to give Kansas City the 1-0 lead in the series in 14 innings, and I believe it ended up being the longest game one ever. Also going 14 innings, they were just short of the longest game total, and that was incredible.
Yeah,
that game was incredible to watch.
my uncle actually lives down in Kansas City, and he drives for a limo business firm down there, and he was parked outside the stadium for the whole game, waiting for the party to come out of the game, and he's like, "Can this game just end already?"
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous, but everybody just stayed.
Yeah.
No one left.
Nope.
There was no leaving. It was you leave, then so sad.
Well, you pay. My
pay.
uncle said standing room only seats were $380. So you pay $380 to stand. You might as well stay for the whole game.
Might as well stand for 14 innings in 5 hours.
Yep.
Yeah, so Kansas City takes game one, and the Mets right now lead 1-0, I believe, in like the bottom of the second or third or something like that. Close to that.
Close to that.
I don't know. It's 8 o'clock, so it's got to be about that. A little hour and 15 minutes. Bottom of the fourth, excuse me. So that's game two going on, and then they'll have Thursday off, and then it'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday in New York. Well, Sunday will be if needed at this point, well, depending on how the outcome comes tonight. And then I believe they go Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe
Tuesday,
would be
Wednesday.
games 6 and 7. So November baseball, folks.
Yep.
And the way it's feeling out there right now, it's cold.
There's been snow.
It's cold there.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, it's cold. It's not good to be playing Midwest baseball.
Yeah. Another topic out of the World Series for Kansas City. Fox refuses to report on death of Edinson Volquez.
Volquez.
After his father died right before the game. I feel I'd kind of want to know.
No, his mom told him not to.
I know they'd said not to tell him.
I wouldn't want to know. If I'm going to pitch in the World Series, I don't want to know my dad died.
Why?
Because then we're going to lose.
But it's your dad.
It don't matter. This is life. This is my life.
Your dad's not your life?
Yeah, but he can't just, what is he going to do? His dad's in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, you can't just fly automatically there. You got to go get all this stuff.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, there's one thing to do, and that's the pitch.
Yeah.
You don't go out there and tap me and you also go up, hey, Volquez, yeah, you just tell you I heard your dad died 10 minutes before the game starts. Now how the heck is your pitcher going to pitch? You're going to be down 10-0 early.
Or he goes out and pitches a perfect game.
No, that doesn't happen.
Why?
That doesn't happen. You can't throw a perfect game with that. That's not possible.
Motivation.
Motivation? What motivation? What motivation do you got? Your dad died. There's no motivation.
Did you ever see, who was it? Brett Favre. When his dad died.
Well, that's Brett Favre. That's two.
I don't care.
That's Brett Favre.
I don't care. It's still.
But that was like 2 days after his dad died.
But still.
This was like hours.
Yeah. So.
Actually, probably was. It could have been longer than that. We don't know.
Yeah. But who knows?
I wouldn't want to hear it. That's just me.
Okay.
That's me. I just don't want to hear it. My dad died. I don't want to hear it till after the game. Then I can go and pack my bags and leave for a couple days.
Fair enough. Another story out of the MLB. Retired shortstop Derek Jeter is getting engaged to supermodel.
About time.
To supermodel Hannah Davis.
What is a supermodel number, like 15 in his life?
Probably.
Good
something like
Lord. Who wouldn't want to marry him?
Yeah. Well.
I know you would.
Really?
I know you would. You like Derek Jeter.
I do.
You love Derek Jeter.
I do. I got mad respect for him.
Well,
But
he was great. You're one of the greatest shortstops to ever play the game. So, why not?
Why not? And Steph Curry dominates and picks up where he left off last season.
And we'll get into that.
40 points
later.
in opener. Just a top headline.
Yeah, Stephen Curry.
Nor
he went to college?
Davidson.
My buddy went there for a year.
Davidson.
Davidson led him to the Final Four,
Yep.
and they got beat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Texans release quarterback Ryan Mallett after he missed leaving with the team to go to Miami.
Traffic, I guess. Well, that's everybody's excuse.
Yeah, he probably overslept his alarm again.
That's everybody's excuse. Oh, yep, traffic. Yeah, I was sorry, boss. Yeah, I had traffic. I couldn't hit the flight.
Yeah.
Leave early then.
No kidding.
Or
Oh,
just wake up. He's always been a troublemaker though.
Yeah.
He hasn't turned into a man.
well,
He's always been a boy.
as soon as he got benched for Hoyer a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago,
he's been a crybaby ever
he
since.
cried all day long.
I don't blame him because he's better than Hoyer, but he can't be doing that.
Yeah. Interesting story out of Buffalo. Sammy Watkins calls fans losers, and they also have little jobs.
So I can call him a loser then?
I guess so.
I mean, come on. There's a reason why I don't accept any trade for Sammy Watkins. I don't want him now. I don't even think I have him on my. Do I have him on one of my teams? I don't think so.
But for him sitting there and calling,
He's a
fans-
whiny baby. You talk about a whiny baby.
Oh, and we have a caller. Sports Live, who's this?
This is Kevin Gore. How are you guys?
Oh, hey Kevin, what's up?
Another day in paradise here.
That-
Snow.
Yeah, that too. Is it snowing pretty good over there? Or?
Yeah, we're out in Maple Grove at this pumpkin carving deal. And it's not staying on the ground, but there are flakes. It's hard to believe, but here we go.
Yeah, maybe a Halloween blizzard, huh?
How about that? I've seen that before.
Yeah. Well, interesting wild season it's been going since we've last had you on. We currently are 4-2-1 with an overall record of 6-2-1. What do you feel has been working well, and what do you feel needs to improve going further into the season?
Well, early on, I think let's start with the negative. They need to play a 60-minute game. I guess, from talking to the coaching staff and just from watching and observing, they've played in spurts. They've played good periods for certain. But then you look at like last night's, second period against Edmonton, it was an awful period. And so they need to get a little more consistent with their game. The neat part, though, the good news is they've proven already this year, like they did last year, they're able to come back. And they did it against the Oilers last night. They had that bad second period, but they didn't let that keep them down and came out in the third period, got their forecheck established, and then were able to come back and get 2 goals at crunch time to win the game 4-3. So I love the ability that they've shown to rally. I love that they never say die, but if they want to make it to the home ice end of the playoffs and the upper echelon of the Western Conference, they probably need to get a little more consistent. But, I'm very encouraged by what I've seen so far. They've had a difficult schedule. They've played some really good teams, and this looks like the type of team that's going to be a major contender all year long.
Yeah, it just never looks like we want to die. We sit there and couple nights ago we were down, 4-1, and we came back and battled our way. Granted, we were on the losing side of that, but we came back and we had a chance there at the end, and Prezi had a good shot on goal again, fighting behind the net. But this team just doesn't seem like it ever wants to go away.
Yeah, it's a good bunch of guys. Being around the team, they're very hungry. They're motivated to try to go to the next level, and they got a bunch of young guys that have tasted playoff success in back-to-back years with the series they've won, and they've also come up short of their goal. And so now, as these players start to mature and you start to kind of find your identity, and the identity is set by 3 guys: Koivu, Parisi, and Suter, and the identity is, win at all costs, and that means get the job done any way you can, and so worry about the team more than yourself, play good defense, be responsible about the puck, and then when you get your chances, you got to learn to bury it. And so I thought, Charlie Coyle scoring the game-winning goal last night was fairly important because he had a rough second period. He got demoted to the 4th line, and for a lot of young kids, when that happens, they'll either pout or they'll lose their confidence. And Charlie Coyle did neither. He stuck to his game, and in the third period, he came out and wanted to prove Mike Gill wrong, that he had been moved to the 4th line, and he got reunited with his regular mates and went out there and made a big play, got the game-winning goal. And then Mike Gill, in turn, late in the game, rewarded Charlie Coyle in the final minute and a half when the Oilers pulled their goalie. Charlie Coyle was out there at crunch time blocking shots and playing a good defensive game to help secure the 1-goal win. So it's been really fun to see the evolution of some of these young kids. You know, the Jason Zuckers, the Nino Niederreiters, they last year kind of made their big jump. This year it looks like Charlie Coyle is that next young player to kind of go to the next level. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, it has. Thomas Vanek, you know, he had a pretty okay season last year, but struggled in the playoffs. He has had early success this season. What do you feel has transpired to that early on?
Well, first off, he's healthy. I had a chance to work with Thomas at the end of summer over at Braemar Arena. We were shooting some instructionals with his skating coach, Diane Ness, and we had a conversation about last year. And you know, he came in, it was a new system, it was a new group of teammates, and he really wanted to make a good first impression and put a lot of pressure on himself in that area, and he got to a really slow start. Second half of the year, he was terrific, to your point. And then just from talking to him and to some of the trainers, he wasn't healthy in the playoffs. He wasn't going to say anything about it or make excuses, but he just didn't have his health. He was trying to play through some injuries, got that taken care of in the offseason, worked really hard with Diane Ness to improve his stride. And, you know, Thomas will be the first one to tell you. In fact, he told us in his interview after the game last night that speed really isn't his game. But Vanessa has great hands and great vision kind of make him the player that he is. And, you know, Thomas Vanek is a natural goal scorer. And so he's got his confidence right now. He's putting points on the board. He had 2 helpers last night. He had that unbelievable play to Marco Scandella on the power play in transition that I would say 8 of every 10 players in that league probably can't make that play. They probably just throw the puck at the net and try to get a rebound for Scandella, but, you know, not Thomas Vanek. He had the vision and the savvy to see that Marco had some separation, and he faked the shot and pumped a little pass right on his tape, and, you know, that was the difference in the play. And they were able to score the goal there, and that's the type of hockey player Thomas Vanek is. He's as creative as any player the Wild have in the offensive zone, and, you know, like I said at the start of this conversation, he's healthy, and that makes a big, big difference when you can get Thomas Vanek into some open space. That's when he can do his damage, and so far, so good.
Yeah, definitely. The Wild's fourth line has been drawing a lot of penalties with Haula and Carter and Porter. What do you think makes this line so tough to play against?
Well, they're not afraid to take a hit. They're gritty guys, and because they're able to go out there and take a hit and get good position, they can frustrate the heck out of you because they've all got that motor. You know, I mean, Haula's a young kid, but if you look at Porter and Carter, these are guys that just, for whatever reason, they're relentless in their efforts, and that's kind of made them the great role players that they are. And after a while, when you're playing against these guys, they mentally really frustrate you because they just won't go away. They're like a dog on your ankle. They just keep on nipping. And, you know, we've seen Carter draw at least a penalty or 2 per game here in the last couple of weeks. He's been just terrific. And Porter, I've been really impressed with the physical side of Chris Porter's game up in Winnipeg a couple nights ago, which is a very tough place to play. It's a very big hockey team. Porter led the club in hits. I think in the first period he had 6 hits alone. So they're playing their game. They're very responsible in the back end, and they're able to kill penalties for Mike Yeo and really take some pressure off the Zach Parisis of the world. So you're not asking your top line guys to go out there and wear themselves down and also risk injury. You know, we had Zach Parisi a year ago missed some time because of a block shot, and that really, I think, hit home for Mike Yeo, and they didn't want to risk some of those block shot situations with a player like Zach that's going to get you those 30 to 35 goals. So, you know, the unsung heroes on this team are always the fourth-line guys, and I think that right now the chemistry that these guys are showing, when you look at Ryan Carter and Chris Porter playing with Erik Haula, has been terrific. And they all have enough offensive skill where if you put your fourth line out there against them and don't, you know, kind of keep your head up and play good defense, they can also score some goals. We saw Ryan Carter score a big shorthanded goal against Anaheim last week. So it's a very, very effective, a very, very solid and smart fourth line for Mike Yeo.
Yeah, it is. And you know the tragic passing of Saunders. From my perspective, you were pretty close with him. Do you kind of have anything you want to say on that, or has everything just basically kind of been said through the press? With Flip? With Flip?
Well, it's tough. You know, I mean, unlike some good friends of mine like Paul Allen, I didn't know him overly well, but I do appreciate what we've been able to kind of garner from some of the different conversations that we've been able to see since his passing. And it was very, very tragic and very, very sad for everybody in this town. Minnesota sports fans really could identify with Flip from his time back when he played for the Golden Gophers. And he's always been a stand-up guy. He's always been a classy guy. And I've only met him on a few occasions, a couple times at the radio station, a couple times over at Target Center at the Wolves games. And, just a really, really neat guy. And the kind of guy you want to talk to. Because I'm a hockey guy, you wanted to kind of find out as much as you could about his end of things on the basketball side. And he was very, very generous with his time. He always seemed to have something to say and always had a twinkle in his eye. He's the type of guy that, certainly enjoyed the heck out of life. And when I think of Flip Saunders, I don't just think of the player, the basketball coach he was. I think of the dad he was, the husband he was. And that's the part that makes me the most sad. Is it's a bummer for the Wolves, no question. But when you think about his wife and his 4 kids and what they're trying to go through right now, with Flip just being 60 years old when he passed, that to me is really the crux of it and what makes me the most sad. And certainly going to keep the family in our thoughts and prayers. And just a real shame the way the whole thing worked out. It was certainly treatable. He got pneumonia, and when you've got that chemotherapy going on and your defense mechanisms in your body are worn out, that it was a horrible, horrible situation. It was very fluky, and we lost a good one in Flip Saunders.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting week for Minnesota sports, though. But anyway, we appreciate the call-in again, Kevin, and we will hopefully hear from you again soon.
Yeah, you guys enjoy the games, and hopefully we can keep the Wild moving at a high pace and get the Blackhawks Friday and the Blues on Saturday. It should be a really fun weekend of hockey.
Yes, it should. It's been always a pleasure to have you again here on Sports Live, and we will talk to you again soon.
Happy Halloween, boys.
All right, thanks. You too.
Another great interview with Kevin.
Definitely.
Great one.
It's always great.
You do a good job with him.
You
know your hockey more than I do.
I try.
I don't know any hockey, so I look dumb asking him hockey questions. That's just me.
Yeah. Once again, he was pretty busy again tonight.
Pretty busy again, but he's nice enough to take a little bit of time out of his busy schedule to talk with us. So.
Yeah, like he said, he was at a pumpkin patch carving with his kid.
Can't beat it.
And he calls in.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Well, we're going to head right to break. That kind of takes us right into break. We'll be back after break, talk a little NBA, get our thoughts on it, and then head into our famous picks into the second half of our show. So this is Ben Sports Live on Mustang Radio. Are you stressed out over school, work, or just plain drama? Head on over to the Mustang Zone, located in the Upper Student Center of the Southwest Minnesota State University campus. The Mustang Zone has cheap movies and game rentals, low-priced candy, and comfy couches to watch TV. The Mustang Zone also has pool tables and table tennis that students can rent for hours. The Mustang Zone only uses cash and Mustang money, no flex. So stop on by and have a good time at the SMSU Mustang Zone. Students of Southwest Minnesota State University, do you have concerns, questions, or issues? The Student Association Senate is the place to voice your opinions. Meetings are in PE 214 every Thursday at 6:15. Your student senators and executive staffs are the voice for the students of SMSU. Let the Student Senate know your concern by calling 507-537-6140 or stop by the Student Association office in the SMSU Student Center. Speak with the Student Association and let your voice be heard. And now we head over to meteorologist Tyler Meyer, who is freezing cold right now.
It is freezing cold.
He's live out there in the cold now.
It's been snowing off and on today.
If we had a movable mic that we could take live on air, I would have had you go outside and do it.
Okay. Well, as of right now, it's only cloudy.
Well, it's probably snowing.
No, it's not. Not according to the...
Well, you just don't know that.
Yeah, true.
It can still snow. It is
37 degrees.
What's it feel like?
27.
Though? Yeah. I was just gonna say, this summer you gotta look at that.
And west-northwest winds at 17 miles an hour. Tonight it's supposed to be a low of 34. It says snow showers will mix with rain at times. Overnight, winds as high as 35 miles an hour. Chance of precip 40, but winds could occasionally gust over 50 miles per hour. Thursday, it's supposed to be 48, low of 33. Friday, 57, low of 39. Saturday, 62, low of 39. Sunday, 65, and a low of 46. And that will bring us to Monday, where it's supposed to hit 70.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way.
Holy moly's. I had to break my streak today of wearing shorts. I woke up this morning, it was too cold. I said, I'm putting pants on.
Well, I tried to warn you that you should put shorts on still.
You're not wearing shorts.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
That was smart.
Duh. It can only mean one thing. The NBA is back.
It is.
Are you happy about that or sad?
You know, I am absolutely excited.
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know if I'm excited.
You know why? Because we're one game closer to my Timberwolves being in the playoffs as the number 8 seed.
Oh, yeah, in the Eastern Conference.
They're making the playoffs.
In the Eastern Conference, if they're in the Eastern Conference,
No.
I'd agree with you.
They're making it in
But
the
they're
West.
in the Western Conference.
They're making it in the West. I'm letting you know.
So we did have a few games last night. You had, of course, like you mentioned earlier, Stephen Curry and the defending champions, the Golden State Warriors, taking on, I believe they took on New Orleans, if I remember right.
Yeah, so the Pelicans.
Pelicans, yeah, they took on New Orleans, I believe, and beat them pretty handily. And then you also had Chicago at home taking on LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that game came down to the last second as Paul Gasol blocked LeBron in the game. So,
blocked LeBron.
well, he can have the last laugh. They're still going to win.
About time he goes back
So,
to reality.
I know. I know a little bit about NBA. I mean, I know enough, and I don't know how much you know. But we're going to have some fun with this.
We're going to have some
We're going to
fun.
have some fun. Because we picked the NFL, because we like our NFL. So we picked the winner or the division winners of each one. So we're going to go with the division winners of every division, of course. Starting with the Eastern Conference in the Atlantic Division, we have Boston, Brooklyn, the New York Knicks, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Toronto Raptors. Now, I'm going to move this, if I can move this back to last year's. I can help you and tell you who won the division last year. But I don't think I'm going to be able to. No, maybe if I went standings. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not going to. Oh, yeah, there it is. I'll go to last year's standing. Kind of help you tell you who won the division. Make it. Toronto did win the division at 49-33 by 9 games over Boston. But Boston, I believe, made the playoffs.
Did you say Toronto?
Toronto did, yes.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yes.
Okay.
So who do you got? I know this division I don't know much about. I'm not familiar with this division big time. Because back in the day I'd have one team and I'm probably going to still go with them anyways.
I'm going to go with Toronto.
So you're going to have them going back to back.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go with the nice young team with another young head coach in Bradley Stevens. I'm going to go Boston.
Really?
I have a feeling Boston's got the package to win the division. I'm going out on the limb.
Okay. Fair enough.
We have then the Central with Cleveland, Chicago, Milwaukee, Indiana, and Detroit. Cleveland, of course, won the division last year.
I'm going to change it up here. I'm going to go Chicago.
You're going Chicago. I'm not gonna bet against. I'm not gonna bet against LeBron James. I'm sorry. I'm going Cleveland.
You're going Cleveland.
I'm going Cleveland because
All right.
Cleveland's just that good. What are you shaking your head about?
Why is the guest mic off the stand?
Talk to him. Oh, Lord.
We didn't want somebody coming and messing it up.
There you go. Keep that picture, by the way. He drew a nice
yeah,
picture.
for you.
Mr. DJ Matty C. Coming in again. Everything's going good. It's been lonely today here.
Well, no, we had Kevin Gore.
Oh, we did have Kevin Gorgon not too long ago. Oh, yeah. Always do. You're giving me that stink eye. I don't like that.
I think they're scared we're coming after them.
Nah, they're not scared. Then we got the Southeast with Atlanta, Washington, Miami, Charlotte, and Orlando, with Atlanta winning the division.
Oh, we got a call.
We got a caller.
Sports Live, who's this?
Is this Tyler?
Yes, this is.
Tyler Tommy Kramer.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how you doing?
Not too bad. A big fan of yours, just watching highlights and stuff, and I got a chance to talk with Carol, and she was actually able to get us set up with you, which is really nice of you being able to call in here. And
Right.
basically,
we're gonna be taping it, or we're gonna be doing it live on the radio.
Doing it live.
Okay.
I got about 5-6 questions for you. They're probably pretty easy, but just kind of something to give a quick rundown. The era you played in the NFL with the Vikings is completely different than what Teddy Bridgewater is dealing with in today's NFL. How would you classify your time in the NFL, and how it is different than what Bridgewater is dealing with?
Well, the most glaring thing is that back when I started out, those corners could come up and bump and run all the way down the field with any of the receivers, even the ones coming out of the backfield. So you had Lester Hayes and Michael Haynes, I think that's his name, Michael Haynes, cornerback for the Raiders. And, those two big guys, your receivers had trouble getting off the ball.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, at that time, hell, there was no protecting the quarterback.
Yeah. Times were a lot different back in your day than what they are now,
Well, the biggest thing is the difference is there wasn't the money back then.
that too. The money, what I feel is all the lame excuses the refs and the NFL comes up with for penalties and not being able to really touch the quarterback. That's not football.
Yeah. Well, but the other thing too is that you have to protect your glamour players as best you can.
Yeah.
And the quarterback's the most important.
Yeah.
Most important player you have on the team. Because he puts everything in motion.
That's true.
So, it can make a difference in the season. Like quarterback goes out, then it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Nowadays they're paying these quarterbacks so much money. Even still, the game doesn't get any better. Look at Dallas.
Yeah, exactly. You had Romo, and then now you're sitting there and you have Matt Castle of all people running the ship down there. But what were some of the hardest lessons you learned as an NFL player, and when did you get that wow feeling that you actually have a chance to go pro?
Well, I knew I had a chance to go pro, and I was my sophomore year of college at Rice University, where the Vikings were playing the Miami Dolphins. And so I got into the game as an altar boy at Rice Stadium, and we had the press for all the mass for all the Boy Scouts, and so I went in as an altar boy, and so I got to stay in there and watch the game. And so then, and I was looking at, and I watched the game, and I looked at, I wanted to go out to the tunnel because I could go down there to the tunnel because, I played football there. And so I just wanted to see how big Tarkington and Bob Greasy were. And so I saw how big they were. I said, well, hell, I know I got a hell of a chance playing this league.
Yeah.
But as far as the worst lessons are the ones when you get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
But you learn from it.
Yeah, definitely. And then, half the teams that, go down and get blown out 41-0, you come back next week and half the time they come back and they win by 7 or 14,
Yeah. I mean, some days you just have bad days, Like, offense is playing bad one day and defense is playing bad one day. Well, then you're going to get beat.
Exactly. And then and then what were some of the pleasant and unexpected surprises you had as a pro?
Oh, well, it was the most unexpected surprises that I had was walking off the stadium my rookie year, the first game we were playing the LA Rams out at the whatever that stadium was called back then, where the Rams played. What was the name of that stadium? You remember?
No, I do not remember off the top of my head. It's right there.
Yeah, the LA Coliseum.
Yeah, I was going to say the Coliseum.
There you go.
Yeah, and so we were walking off the field at halftime, and old Joe Namath comes up and puts his arm around my shoulder. He said, "Damn, Rook," he said, I watched you play quarterback in college from games that I saw. I said, "Looks like you're going to be pretty good in the NFL." I said, to me, I was just, I was elated and honored with, that he'd come seek me out.
Right. Yeah, that's a pretty big name, to come up and say that.
Oh, yeah. My two favorite quarterbacks were Johnny Unitas and Joe Namath.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What are your current thoughts on the way that the NFL is going, and do you see it dying out at some point?
No, I don't think it dies out. I don't think it'll ever die out because, too many people want to watch football. They want to be a part of something, and you can get, 70, 80, 90, even college ball, 100,000 people at the game now.
Yeah.
And then, the only thing that will be bad would happen if, something happened that the networks couldn't fund it.
Yeah, that too.
So I mean that would be the biggest devastation of it all if the networks weren't funding it.
Yeah. And then what are your current thoughts on this Vikings team this year, and do you like what the direction that Zimmer's got us heading?
Zimmer's defensive coach. All right.
Yep.
And all you got to do is not turn the ball over. You're going to have a chance to win.
Exactly.
And because their defense is, just been getting better gradually. Yeah. So it's if you can keep growing that defense, and now you've got a second-year quarterback.
Yep.
And you've got how many every year running back. But what hurt them early in the season was the loss of their two starting right side of their line of scrimmage on offense, tackle and guard.
Definitely.
That first game, I didn't see anybody blocking anybody.
No, it was atrocious.
I've never seen something so bad.
Yeah. It was. I think that was the wake up call we needed, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then basically one of the favorite highlights I've always watched of you numerous of times, the miracle at the Met. Can you elaborate and tell us what that felt like and what went through your head at the time as you seen Ahmad Rashad haul in the catch?
Well, I mean, we knew we had 14 seconds to go on our own 20-yard line with no timeouts. So they tell me, all right, squadron right, squadron hook and lateral.
Yep.
And so that's when Teddy Brown came around from the side, and Steve Brown doesn't even catch it. Or Joe Sensor. Well, I think it was Joe Sensor in 80 for Steve Brown. Or not Steve Brown. What was his name? What was the tight end Brown? It was 83. Wasn't it?
Would have that been? God.
No, this was 1980. Sensor was starting linebacker at that time. I mean, starting tight end.
Yeah.
But hell, and then after Sensor got hurt, so anyway, so Joe Sensor bats that pass back to Teddy Brown. Teddy Brown's smart enough to look up, going up the sideline, step out of bounds, the 46-yard line with 6 seconds left. So then we go, all right, squadron right, squadron hook and lateral. And I said, don't let but the middle guy jump for the ball. You wait for the tip on either side. I said, because we worked on this every week,
Yep.
And it finally came into effect where we had to use it. And so I throw the ball up right to the goal line, and Teddy LeCount tips it up in the air, and I guess one of the Browns' defensive backs tipped it, kind of backs it to the right a little bit, and Rashad catches it walking backward into the end zone.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest moments that I actually have followed and researched on from back in the day. As I was born in '92, so I kind of didn't get a good enough chance to relive all that stuff. So,
yeah.
I think I finally found who it was. Steve Jordan.
Steve Jordan.
Steve Jordan.
Yes,
yeah.
there you go.
Jordan. Yeah. And so then the next one we were playing, my first one, when I was a rookie, we were up at the old Met December 4th, 1977. And Bob Lee was the starting quarterback. Tarkman broke his ankle against Cincinnati. And I went in and replaced him and, led us 3 scoring drives. I can't remember the touchdown passes or what, but, and so we beat Cincinnati 42-10 after Tarkman broke his ankle.
Yep.
But I didn't get to start after that. Bud didn't like starting rookie quarterbacks.
Yep.
And so on that December 4th of 77, we're behind 21-14 with 8 minutes and 8 seconds left on the clock. And they're punting to us, and I didn't even know what yard line we got the ball on, 20 or 30 or somewhere around there. And so as the punt's going up in the air, Bud starts walking by. He said, Kramer, get in there. And I had the big cape that I brought 2 sauna rocks in out of the sauna machine. The sauna rocks, those big rocks they're using saunas, because Bud always told me whatever to do to keep your hands warm. I don't care what you do. but those other guys, they don't get to keep their hands warm.
Yeah.
And so I go in there and I dropping that stuff off of me, and I thought one of them big rocks was going to land on my toes and break some of my toes. And so I'm trying to run out on the field, and I can barely even bend my ankles. He didn't give me time to warm up or nothing. I'm not even loosen my arm up.
Yep.
As I go in there, and I throw like 5 passes, and it was a touchdown.
Yep. But yeah.
And so we were winning. They scored a field goal, so we were behind 24-14. And we get the ball back, and I go in the next series and throw 6 passes. Then we score a touchdown. So now it's, and then they scored a field goal, so it's 27-21. And so then we get the ball back with, a little more than 2 minutes left. And I go in there, I throw 2 incomplete passes, so I call timeout. And I said, I want to talk to Bernsey on the phone. Bernsey was up in the press box. Nice warm place to be. And so I said, Bernsey. I said, what you got? I go, I don't know, what you got? I said, well, I mean, do you want me to try to get this in one play, or do we want to just use 2 plays to get the first down? I don't know, whatever you think. Whatever you think. And so I said, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Rashad on the outside, Sammy on the inside slot to the right, because every third down I've been getting double zone repeatedly. And I said, and I'm going to pump fake to Rashad on the sideline, and I'm going to tell Sammy to run right up the inside shoulder of the strong safety, but don't cross the middle of the field. And he goes, oh, that's a great play. And so I hit Sammy with a 69-yard touchdown pass, and we beat him 28-27.
Yeah, that was another good one too. Sitting there, obviously got to watch YouTube clips on that, but that's definitely another one of those great come from behind wins. But well, we appreciate you calling in the Sports Live here, Tommy. And hopefully maybe we can set something up again later if you're up to it, if you have time and whatnot.
Yeah, that's no problem. You got my number on there, don't you?
No, I got Carol got a hold of got everything set up this time, but
right, but you didn't get my caller ID number?
No, she never gave that to me. Well, we
I can now. And y'all up there in Minnesota?
Yep, we're actually over by Marshall right now.
Well, okay.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate.
Y'all go to different places around there and do different shows, or what do y'all do?
We basically just do it right here right now, and then and then maybe we'll expand out, but anyway, we appreciate the call, and we will talk at you again later.
All right, Tyler, you have a good one, man.
All right, sounds good. Thanks again, Tommy.
You're welcome. Take care.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was good.
Oh, my goodness.
That was good.
He gave me his phone number.
Besides the phone number part. I hope not that many people. My mom's going to want to call him now. My mom's a huge fan. She's going to call him now. Hopefully not too many people call him. Whoops. Whoops. I can't do anything because if I try to mute him, well, it's going to knock him off. So I can't really do anything here. But that was great.
Yeah, well,
here's some good memories from him.
And he relived everything, almost.
Good Lord, I mentally even looked at a picture. I could tell what was going on. I could sit there and be like, okay, I know what's going on exactly.
Yeah. It's that was kind of cool. Old-time Vikings player, quarterback, calling in. That was really neat.
It was really neat. But since Tommy ended up calling, we didn't get through the NBA, but that's okay. We can do that another time or next Monday. Yeah, there we go. Monday we'll do our predictions, and we're gonna head quickly to a quick song break. Come back to the top of the, or if it is the top of the hour, but we'll come back, and then it's time for college football picks. So this is Sports Live on Mustang Radio. Welcome back to Sports Live.
Welcome back. It's great to be back.
It's great to be back. Yeah, long break there. Don't even remember what went on. No, I'm joking.
And you know what time is for?
Well, it's not picks time yet. We're gonna review Week 8. We haven't gone through Week 8 yet. So
fair enough.
Going through some of those games. Starting out Thursday night, to me, one of the upset was Cal. Number 20 Cal ended up getting beat by UCLA on the road, 40-24. Of course, he had I can't even think of his first name now. I lost his first. Is it Jared Goff?
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. He was 32 of 53 for 295 and 3 touchdowns. And Josh Rosen for UCLA, which is pretty good. He was 34 of 47 for 399 yards. That's a lot of passing in that game.
It was.
And even though, and the funny thing is you look at the rushing. Cal had 35 attempts for 131 yards, and UCLA had 42 attempts for 174 yards.
Holy cow!
So how many possess did they? I would like to know. Did you folks play a little longer of a game?
I don't know.
or what? I mean, how do you throw 50 times and still run for 100+ yards?
Yeah,
Holy moly's.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even notice that when I looked. Other than that, I mean, Clemson blowing out Miami, and then, of course, after that, Al Golden got fired. Baylor, not blowing out Iowa State, but pretty much beating them pretty good, lowest scoring of the year. They also ended up losing quarterback Seth Russell for the year, so they are now down to a freshman to try to lead them all the way. Michigan State blowing out Indiana. Ole Miss pretty much blowing out Texas A&M. Tennessee and Alabama, a really good game. Alabama taking it down and actually scoring the game-winning touchdown inside 20 seconds. Derrick Henry ended up bringing it in, and Peyton Manning's face wasn't too happy.
No, Peyton Manning.
He wasn't too happy.
Peyton Manning looked like he lost the Super Bowl again.
Well, he's done that too many times.
True.
Seems like it. But that game was a really good game, and then after that, pretty much, you had the big upset. You had number 9 Florida State losing to Georgia Tech on the famous ending. Florida State going for a game-winning, I believe it was like a 46-yard field goal, I believe it was, and getting it blocked. And Georgia Tech ran it all the way back, and all the blockers in the world ran it all the way back and took the upset. And wow.
Yeah, wow.
That was crazy ending.
It was. I was at Cubby's.
I watched that actually live.
I was actually at Cubby's in Brookings, and I seen it on the big screen. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was quite the interesting game. I tell you that. I don't know. I don't think Florida State is that good now.
No,
and I don't think they were before. They weren't that great.
They weren't that good. With
the only
Winston.
thing. The only thing is that Golston wasn't throwing it interceptions, and they have Delvin Cook.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's pretty much the only thing that's been helping them. And then after that, you had the number 3 Utah on the road against USC, and well, as everybody knows, Vegas was correct. USC blew the water out of Utah.
You know how hard we sat there.
We sat there and thought about it.
Because we were like,
and then we're like, there's no way. There's no way. So we're like, oh, we'll go Utah.
Yeah.
And then I watched the game, and it was like, Utah looked hopeless.
They did.
They didn't look good at all.
And it just, I don't understand what, yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, and then you had, of course, Ohio State blowing out Rutgers, and then Stanford pretty much blowing out Washington. So that was pretty much your entire week. Really no, besides the upsets we talked about, everybody else pretty much won handily. You had Duke winning in overtime, or actually, wait a second, 4 overtimes against Virginia Tech. So, yeah. Other than that, it was pretty nice and easy week for week 8, and continuing to make things interesting heading into week 9. As I grabbed the notebook, and I lost my pen. I need to grab the pen quick.
Notebook. All things are inside that notebook that controls our picks.
You got that right. It does. So, we're going to get started. Last week, of course, we said Monday I won with 23-9 record, while you went 21-11. Coming into this week, this is our 6th week since we missed the first 2 weeks and then the first week. You have a total of 118-51, while I'm 122-47. So, still
4 games
close.
separate us.
Still close, but sooner or later, I'm just gonna blow you in the wind.
Or I'm gonna blow you in the wind.
Oh yeah, whatever. So we're gonna get this started. Hey, stop laughing over there. We have North Carolina on the road traveling to number 23 Pitt. North Carolina is a 3-point favorite.
Pitt.
Going with Pitt. Well, let's see here. I gotta go against you. I gotta go North Carolina.
Are you really?
I think North Carolina can beat Pitt.
Okay.
I think so. I think this is a week where North Carolina can beat Pitt. I love to go with Pitt, but, things just don't happen that way. We have West Virginia on the road taking on a number 5 TCU on, I believe that's Thursday night? For Friday night? Thursday night. I think it's Thursday night game. TCU is a 14-point favorite. I think
TCU pick 'em too.
I think TCU is a sweep on the board. We have number 19, Ole Miss, traveling to Auburn. Ole Miss, 7.5-point favorites. You okay back there?
I got Ole Miss.
You going Ole Miss again? Well, I'm going to go Ole Miss this week.
As my headphone jack came unplugged.
Oh, you can't hear me now?
I could hear you now, but I couldn't hear.
Dang, I was hoping you couldn't hear me the rest of the way, but I went easily. Syracuse traveling on the road to number 17 now, Florida State. Florida State, 20.5-point favorites.
Florida State.
As much as I hate it, I go with Florida State. Colorado on the road taking on number 24 UCLA. UCLA, 21-point favorites.
UCLA later. UCLA.
UCLA?
Yeah.
I do CLA.
You do? Okay.
Did you understand that?
Yeah.
UCLA? I do CLA. So we both go that way. Number 3, Clemson on the road taking on North Carolina State. Clemson is a 10-point favorite in that game.
Tigers.
Oh, good Lord. We're going to go Clemson together again. I think we've always picked Clemson together.
Because I haven't played anybody.
That's true. Then you got number 14, Oklahoma on the road taking on Kansas Jayhawks. This is not basketball.
Oh.
Oklahoma is 39-point favorites.
Definitely. Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma where the wind blows. Whatever the rest of that song goes. I heard it on 2.5 Men. It's the only reason why I, sing it.
Oh.
So it was the episode where Alan went with, what's her name? The mom that was like a movie person in the, inappropriate movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that mom. And they were like in a hotel, and he had to go to the bathroom after she went to the bathroom. He was yelling, "Oh, Oklahoma where the wind blows." That's the only reason why I remember that one. It's kind of weird, but that's, I don't know. But next game we got undefeated number 12 Oklahoma State taking on Texas Tech. Oklahoma State is 3-point favorites.
Oklahoma State.
OKLA State. Well, that's the abbreviation for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We're both going that way because I don't see Texas Tech upsetting. But you never know, I guess. Maryland traveling on the road, taking on number 10, yucky, Iowa. Iowa 17-point favorites. See Maryland taking the upset? Is this your upset shot?
You know what? Yeah, we'll go Maryland.
This your upset?
We'll go Maryland.
So he's going Maryland. I can't trust Maryland, so I'm going Iowa. Plus, that makes it probably an easy win for me, but that's okay.
No, because Pitt can win and
that's true.
We can tie.
The next game, on a neutral site, Georgia on the road taking on number 11 Florida in Jacksonville. Florida is a 3-point favorite, I think. Maybe they're upped it. I know some of them have changed. Most of them are close to the same. I'm going to double check this so I don't, mess you up at all. Nope, they're down to 2.5, so it's pretty much the same thing. 3-point favorites.
Either way, I'm going to go Florida.
I thought you said on Monday after we talked about it you were going to go Georgia.
Well, they don't have Nick Chubbs, so Florida.
Good, because I'm going with my boys, Florida. By the way, if Florida ends up winning this game pretty much are the driver's seat to be in the SEC title game.
True.
Which they have a good chance of winning that, and if they do win out and win that,
Unless they choke
playoffs. Huh?
Unless they choke.
Yeah, that could possibly happen because that can happen to anybody.
True.
But playoffs happen, and then if my mom's still listening, we're getting tickets to the playoffs if they make it there. That might be the only. No, I won't be the only time because we're back. Florida's back.
If Matt is listening, absurd statement,
No,
please.
it's not in. They're back. They're back.
Okay.
Okay. Vanderbilt on the road taking on, I believe, undefeated number 18th ranked Houston. If I remember right, they're still undefeated. Houston is 11.5-point favorites.
You going Houston on that one.
I am.
I am too.
Both going Houston. Number 22, Duke at home taking on the newly intern head coach, whoever it is, in Miami. Duke is 8-point favorites.
Duke.
Dookie Dukes. That's exactly where I'm going. Got to go with the Dukes. The Dukes of Hazzard. The Dukes of Hazzard.
Definitely.
Oregon State traveling to number 13, Utah. Utah's 24-point favorites.
Utah.
We're gonna actually say Utah this week and actually be like confident Utah's gonna win this week. Last week we were spinning heads and all sorts of stuff, trying to figure out who was if they'd actually lose. Next game we got, I'm just gonna start writing it, but I'll say it anyways. But Tulane on the road taking on number 16 and undefeated Memphis.
Memphis
is 30.5-point favorites. I think undefeated Memphis. Maybe one loss. I don't think so. I think they got to be undefeated to be that high. And then the game on ESPN at 6 o'clock. Number 15, Michigan, traveling on the road to Minnesota to take on the Golden Gophers. Or as we can say now, the Killless Gophers.
Killless.
Or the Jerryless. That sounds better. The Jerryless Gophers. Michigan is, well, let me check it again because that could change because of Kill's retirement. Nope, didn't change. Thought maybe, it changed because he retired because, that's how Vegas is.
How many points?
It's 14-point favorites is Michigan. You think Minnesota's going to come out and inspire from Jerry Kill and
go blue, Michigan.
You are going Michigan.
I'm going Michigan.
You are going Michigan. No, wait a second. You can't take Michigan.
Yes, I can.
No, because Tina said you can't take Michigan.
Well, for us,
Tina can't. No, Tina said in this you can't take.
For golf on the line,
you can't.
Me and you, I'm taking Michigan.
Tina's already said you can't take Michigan.
Well, she can call in and deal with me.
She said you can't. I can. I've taken Michigan all year. You haven't.
I'm taking Michigan.
You've gone against them. I haven't yet.
I'm taking Michigan.
Well, I'm going Michigan anyways, but I can't believe you. I thought of all you would go with Minnesota because you would think that they'd have some kind of high spirit with Kill gone.
They're gonna.
You got time. I'll give you time here.
They're gonna have.
You talk it out to yourself on the mic. And I'll give you time. We got plenty of time for this, so
they're
you
gonna
think it out.
They're going to have high spirit, but, man, Michigan is just too good. You have Jim Harbaugh, you can't pick against him at this point. You got to go the Khakis.
You don't think, Mitch Leiner does some miracle damage?
No, the only way I would pick the Gophers is if they bench Leitner.
He is benched this week, by the way.
Yeah, whatever. I'm sure we all would have got that notification.
Yeah, we would have. I just want you to pick Minnesota because you said you're such a diehard Minnesota fan.
I am, but I'm...
Hey, I'm a diehard Gator fan, and I'm not taking against them, even if they were underdogs. I have not taken against them. So you are not diehard.
I'm diehard, but you have to learn to not be...
I haven't done it.
What's the word? You have to learn not to be...
If you're diehard, you take them.
No. I can't think of the word. Let me think of the word.
Well, you can't think, period.
Wow. What I'm trying... You can't be, so attached that you have to wake up and face reality at some point.
Yeah,
But I still can't figure out the word.
I still pick them. I don't know. I'm not no English teacher. I don't know the dictionary. Do I look like an Oxford Dictionary to you?
I thought so.
You're talking to the wrong
I
guy.
always thought you had a bunch of goodies inside.
Not the Oxford Dictionary. Heck no. If I was in the Oxford Dictionary, what am I doing here in Marshall?
True.
I'd be in like Stanford or Harvard or something like that if I had the Oxford Dictionary in my head. I wouldn't be here.
Okay, fair enough.
So you're still going Michigan.
I'm still going Michigan.
I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry, man. You're not diehard at all.
I am too.
I'm going to write it in there, but I'm going to say non-diehard fan. Because I've gone with Florida every week. We've done this. Even when they were not the favorites, especially against LSU, I still went with Florida.
Yeah.
I'm still a diehard fan. I'd still pick them. I don't care if they were double-digit underdogs. I'd still take Florida.
That's you.
So,
I'm
just saying.
trying to get my golf paid
Yeah, I don't
for free.
I don't care. You're just not a diehard fan.
I am too. You seen me tear up with Jerry Kill?
Yeah. So why don't you pick them? You figure they're going to have this, miraculous game. Because that's what's always bound to happen when things like this happen.
Yeah, but there's no way they're going to beat Michigan. It's a fact.
Jerry would be mad at you.
He probably deep down inside knows.
Disappointment. Very disappointment. A moment of silence for him. For Tyler not picking the Gophers. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on. Next game we got, number 9, Notre Dame on the road taking on undefeated number 21, Temple. Notre Dame's 9.5-point favorites.
I've got a Temple on my head, but they're not going to beat Notre Dame.
You got a Temple on your head? I didn't know you had a Temple on your head. I thought you were just hunchbacked.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well.
Thought you had a hunchback.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you liar. You a liar.
The World Series, bottom of 7.
It's 4-1.
4-1 Kansas City.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it.
Well, announce it when it happens.
I couldn't announce it. Not when you're in the middle of an interview.
Oh. It happened that long ago?
Yeah, it's been a while. But I guess, I don't know who to take. Do I take the upset, or do I take Notre Dame?
In honor of Torrey's retirement.
In honor of Torrey's retirement, I take his son's team.
You have to take Notre Dame.
Why?
Because in honor of Torrey.
Why do I need to honor Torrey for anything?
He gave up the sport he loved so he can spend time with his son watching him play college ball.
He does. Watches it on TV.
But that's different than being right there, being like, hey, son, good boy.
Can I wait to see what Lee Corso does Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Can I? Can I wait till Lee Corso makes his pick and then I make my pick?
Wait, no.
Why not?
Because you can't do that.
I'm going to call Lee Corso right now then.
Well, if you call him, get him on the air. Don't just call him.
I'm going to call him off my personal phone if I call him. I don't know who to pick. It's tough. I mean, Notre Dame, young quarterback, he's been doing pretty well. Temple, who's undefeated, but I don't think they've played anybody yet. I'm going Notre Dame. And our last game of college football is number 8 Stanford on the road taking on Washington State. Stanford's 12-point favorite.
Stanford, going with the trees.
Yo, 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 Tiger Woods in the house. We're going with Stanford. So we have a total of 1, 2, compared to last 2 weeks. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, so one less. Disappointing, Tyler. Should have been a third one there with Minnesota.
No.
Oh, whatever. You're a sore loser. Just because I beat you all the time doesn't mean you got to go out and not pick your favorite team. I would have picked, if that was Florida, playing Michigan, and Michigan was...
If it was Florida...
If it was Florida playing Michigan...
No, time out.
Michigan was a 14-point...
No,
I'd pick them.
Let me speak.
No, I'm not going to let you speak.
If it was Florida with the Minnesota Gophers roster, would you still
with the Gophers roster with McElwain as coach?
No.
No McElwain as coach?
No McElwain.
Yeah, I'd still go with him.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a diehard fan. I'm not going to pick against my team. I don't care what it's for. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, they're playing nobody.
Oh.
I'm a diehard fan. I pick them. That's how I am.
The word I was looking for was biased. You cannot be biased with your team. You have to come to
Boy, it
grips
took
on
you
terms.
10 minutes to figure that word out. Yeah, well, does it look like we're on college game day? No.
It does.
We're not on
We're
college
going
game
to be
day.
college game day.
What? Lee Corso will be 200 and he'll still be making picks. Good Lord. Oh, I'm picking tonight. Help me, folks. You know, help me pick up that hat. Ah!
Interesting.
I don't care if I'm biased because I like my team and I'm going to always pick my team.
Well, that's why you have to be a good broadcaster.
Well, yeah, I
You
understand
can't be
that.
biased.
I understand that, but we're not getting paid to do this. So technically I can be biased. If I was getting paid to do this, then I'd be agreeing with you 100% pick Michigan. However, we're not getting paid for this, so we can be biased.
Okay, whatever.
No change of heart?
No. Michigan.
I still think Tina needs a call because I know for sure you're not supposed to pick Michigan. You weren't supposed to pick
I
Michigan.
bet you she fell asleep.
Probably did. Oh, she just doesn't want to call in again so she doesn't get hung up again on. On accident. Big accident on my part.
I think we forgot to text her.
Yeah, you did forget to text her. That's your problem.
But
It-
anyway, continuing on.
We're taking a break.
Okay.
We're going to hit break. Come back. Review week 7? Week 8 of the NFL. Week 7, I'm 4-3. Week 7 of the NFL. And preview week 8 and our picks, of course. You've been listening to Sports Live on Mustang Radio. On your feet, Mustang fans. There are several men's and women's sports teams here on the campus of Southwest Minnesota State University. The Mustang Maniacs is a student spirit group and booster club to lend support to Mustang athletics at SMSU. Our mission is to create the most exciting and intimidating atmosphere at our home on the campus of SMSU. We strive to make SMSU the toughest place to play in the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference and one of the toughest arenas in the NCAA Division II. So if you like to dress up for the games and support the sports teams at SMSU, make sure you check out the Mustang Maniacs. Find the Mustang Maniacs group on Facebook or follow them on Twitter at Mustang Maniacs 1. Go Mustangs! If you're looking to get in shape or even for a place to just stay active, then the Fitness Center is the place for you. Our SMSU Fitness Center is free to all enrolled SMSU students, and for a small fee, faculty can utilize the facility too. Make sure to bring your student ID in with you to show the worker at the front desk. The Fitness Center is open every day of the week. You heard me, every day. Their hours start at 6:30 a.m. Monday through Friday for all the early birds and close at 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday for the night owls. Weekend hours include 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday and 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday, with a variety of workout equipment from treadmills and ellipticals to dumbbells and strength machines. You can easily find something that's just your speed. The Fitness Center is even equipped with 3 large TVs so you don't have to skip out on your favorite shows. So what are you waiting for? Head over to RA 124 and get your workout on today. Now I throw it back over to the man, the one, the only, meteorologist Tyler Meyer.
Well, it is 37 degrees here in Marshall, Minnesota.
What's it feel like?
It does still feel like 27. West North.
I don't want to leave. We're staying here all night.
I guess we're on air all night then.
Good. We'll be on air all night. I can do it.
The west northwest winds at 17 miles an hour.
Ben might not be happy with us tomorrow.
No. Oh my goodness.
Oh, bad news.
It says 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 p.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m.,
Snow,
3
snow,
a.m.,
snow.
snow, with winds gusting over 35.
Well, folks, there is no school tomorrow.
I wish.
If the snow stayed, we would.
Tomorrow, 48, low of 33.
Well, then there's shorts weather right there.
Friday, 57, low of 39.
Shorts weather.
Saturday, 62, low
Shorts
of
weather.
39. 65 Sunday, low
Shorts
of
weather.
46. 69 Monday, low
Shorts
of
weather.
48. 64 Tuesday,
Shorts weather.
low of 41. And then it drops to the mid-40s again next week.
Yeah, it's questionable. We'll debate that when the time comes.
Okay.
I think shorts pretty much for the rest of the week.
Okay.
As you die over there.
I'm dying.
You're dying. Everybody, hold a moment of silence for the death of Tyler Meyer.
Oh, he's arisen again.
You're not Jesus Christ. Now, me, on the other hand, that's a different question. I'm joking. I wish I was. But now time for NFL, and going back to last week, wow. Some surprising games.
Yeah.
He had, of course, opening Thursday night where the Seahawks just dismantled San Francisco. And when we mean dismantled, we mean dismantled.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
It was not good. Of course, you had the Vikings Sunday afternoon barely beating the Lions.
Barely.
Yeah, it was close. Closer than you think. I mean, 28-19 is only 9 points.
Yeah. Which it should have been like 45 to 19 or whatever.
Yeah. You had the Jags beating the Bills over in London.
That was interesting.
On Yahoo. It was fun watching it on Yahoo.
Yahoo!
Then you had the, how about the low-scoring game, Atlanta and Tennessee, 10-7.
That's crazy.
For as good as Atlanta's supposed to be, I guess, 10-7 is pretty low.
But they're not getting Julio the ball.
Good. Don't give him the ball. That makes my life easier.
Oh.
Then you had the Saints beating the Colts 27-21. At one point, the Saints were up 27-0. A couple big TDs here from Andrew Luck to Mr. My Man, T.Y. Hilton. And got it back into the game.
T.Y.
Then you had the Chiefs beating the Steelers. Nothing surprising. Well, not really surprising. Okay game.
No Big Ben.
Yeah. No Big Ben. Sounds like Big Ben maybe this week. Possibility.
Maybe.
You had the Rams beating the Browns 24-6. Todd Gurley having an excellent game. Cleveland looking horrendous like usual, except that when they scored the one touchdown when Johnny Football came into the game. Coincidence, Cleveland? Johnny Football stays there.
He needs to.
Yeah, I don't know why they have this little junkhead McCowan in the game. Then you had the Dolphins beating the Texans 44-26. It was more like 44-6, but they scored a few touchdowns late. Again, Mallet was late getting there, so, this and that. And then Arian Foster tearing his Achilles, so he's done for the year. And the Dolphins are playing ridiculous since their interim head coach started. They're averaging like 40-some points a game.
He might get the head coach job.
Probably. Then you had the Patriots and the Jets. Very interesting game. 30-23, Patriots win. Patriots took a lead on a very easy shot to Gronk.
Yeah.
It was a little flop pass. No one was behind him.
Gronk is just...
Gronk is Gronk.
Gronky.
Gronky. Then you had... Actually, wait a second. My bad. Johnny Football didn't throw a touchdown. That was a couple weeks ago when the Jets played him.
I was going to say.
My bad. Yeah, I was watching a clip, and I thought it was this week, but then I realized the Jets. My bad. My bad, man. My bad information there.
I wasn't going to knock you on it, but...
I totally forgot, and then when I said Jets, I'm like, well, that was Bowles that said that when Johnny Football threw that touchdown. Now I remember. Then you had Oakland on the road taking on the Chargers, and didn't expect this. Oakland just steamrolling.
Yeah, that was...
San Diego, 37-29.
After San Diego's tough loss to the Packers with Rivers throwing
Amari
500
Cooper looked
yards.
like Amari Cooper of Alabama.
Yeah, that was...
He looks
juking,
sick.
sidestepping, whatever he does.
Just sick.
Yep.
Just sick. Then you had the Giants beating the Cowboys for the first time in how many years? Been a while.
But you know,
couple defensive touchdown, defense/special teams
you had
touchdowns
Matt
helps out.
Castle at the helm.
Yeah, it's true. He had nobody. Then he had the Panthers beating the Eagles 27-16 on NBC on Sunday night. Sort of a surprise, not really. Philadelphia's not that good. Then, of course, he had a good Monday night game. Well, Cardinals only beating Baltimore 26-18, and Baltimore had the shot to win or to tie the game up late in the game, and Flacco ended up throwing a pick, tried to get it to his tight end. Did not work.
Yeah, you know, Baltimore is the best, worst team
They are.
in the NFL right now.
They are.
Not winning game.
They've lost every game late.
They kind of have the Vikings when they went 6-10.
Who knows? The Vikings always have a losing record, it seems like.
They won't this year.
Hey, don't say anything yet. You just never know. Now you're knocking on wood. So why don't we get to it again for more picks? Again, I beat you. Not pretty good. It was a one game. I was 9-5 in the NFL. You were 8-6. It was an ugly week. It wasn't good. We didn't win a single game late until Monday night.
Yeah.
Everything afternoon we lost until Monday night. Or no, yeah, they did. Yeah, never mind. So we have, of course, Thursday night tomorrow night. The Miami Dolphins travel to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. New England's 8-point favorites.
New England.
Oh, I was going to say you taking Miami.
I thought about it for a second.
You can. You don't have to take New England just because they're dominant.
I'm going to take New England.
Okay, I'm taking New England because I have their defense playing tomorrow. Then you have Sunday morning, Detroit against Kansas City again, live from London. Kansas City's 5-point favorites.
Oh, sweet baby Rays. I want that barbecue. Let's go, Kansas City.
KC it is. I don't know. That's a tough game.
No.
You sure?
Lions are terrible.
All right, KC it is. Minnesota on the road taking on Chicago. Minnesota 1-point favorites.
Minnesota hasn't won at Soldier Field
So you're taking Chicago.
since 2007.
So you take Chicago.
I'm leaning that way.
So you're going to take Chicago. Okay, I'll put Chicago in
No,
there.
just
Hey.
wait. Just you hold your high horse and just wait a second. Let me finish.
Okay, Adam Schefter.
But
Well, we got all the time. We still got about 17 minutes, so you can ponder your way around this.
don't use that word around me ever again.
What, pondering?
We're not going to ponder this.
Well, I'm just saying you can ponder about
I'm
this.
going to think.
Yeah, you're going to ponder.
We're not ponder. No.
That's the word you're
We're
supposed
not using ponder.
I
around
wasn't
here.
specifically using the word because of Christian Ponder. I hate the guy with guts because he was a Florida State guy and he was an idiot.
But
You can continue to
AP
ponder around that.
AP, Teddy Bridgewater, they're coming on hot. Stephon
But
Diggs.
Chicago, though.
Stephon Diggs.
But Minnesota can't win on the road.
They proved that in Detroit.
That's one game.
Yeah. They're going to make it.
You're leaning toward Chicago.
They're going to make it back
I'm
to back.
putting Chicago down
No,
for
you're
Tyler.
not.
Yes,
You're not.
I am.
No, you're not.
It's in on ink. I just
No,
put it
you're
on
not.
there, so you take
I'm
Chicago.
taking Minnesota.
I just put
I'm-
I put on
no.
ink Chicago because you told me Chicago.
I said I'm leaning. I never said I wasn't. I was taking them.
but
but-
I put it in ink.
But Teddy,
Once it's in ink, it's
no,
done. Yes,
no,
I can't
no,
scratch
no.
it out.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't.
Teddy Bridgewater leads the Vikings to victory.
I put Chicago
No,
on for
you
you.
can't do
I
that.
did. I did. I'm not
Well,
lying.
you got to fix it.
I can't. Once
you
the
do.
ink hits the paper, it's final.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Well, that's kind of dumb because I didn't take Chicago.
Yes, you did. Because I'm taking Minnesota.
Good. We're both taking Minnesota.
No, you picked Chicago.
I did not.
I'm just saying I put it in there, so don't.
Well, then.
Okay.
I'm,
Moving on, next game.
I'm calling biased if I. If
I'm
I
joking. I put you Minnesota. Hold your horses, or I'm going to turn your microphone off. What? Tampa Bay on the road taking on Atlanta. Atlanta's 7-point favorites.
Hot Atlanta.
Ooh, not going with Tampa.
No.
Even though Jameis has been playing pretty well.
Yep.
Mike Evans is playing well.
Yep.
And dominant Doug Martin.
Yep. Why, are you going to go Tampa?
Heck no.
Oh.
I'm going Atlanta. Not high, low. But I still need Doug Martin to have 20-plus points. Thank you very much. Next game we got Arizona on the road taking on the crappy. I can't fill the blank in.
Cleveland Browns?
Thank you. Arizona's 4.5-point favorites.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Well, they are on the road, and you know what happened with Denver.
Yeah.
So, I mean, technically, it can happen.
Arizona.
Arizona. San Francisco on the road taking on St. Louis. St. Louis 9-point favorites.
St. Louis, San Francisco, Colin Kaepernick is terrible.
No, I thought you were going to say Kaepernick. Okay, San Francisco for you then.
No.
Why not? Take something besides what I take. Good Lord. New York Giants on the road going to who dat, New Orleans Saints.
New York.
New Orleans is 3.5-point favorites.
New York.
You going with the G-Man?
Yep, I got Beckham.
Oh, when the Saints go marching
You are an
in.
idiot.
Go when the Saints
And
go
you need to pick
marching
the
in.
Giants.
When Drew Brees throws to Brandon Cooks for that 60-yard touchdown pass. For once. I'm going New Orleans, folks. San Diego on the road taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore 3-point favorites.
Where are they playing?
San Diego. Stay classy, San Diego. Ooh, you taking San Diego? You think last week was a fluke for San Diego?
No. Where are they playing?
Baltimore.
I'm taking Baltimore.
Gosh, I just want to cuss at you right now. We're going to take the same dang teams. Cincinnati on the road taking on Pittsburgh. Cincinnati 1.5-point favorites. Because Big Ben could be playing.
I wish I knew if Big Ben was playing.
Let me look it up. See what we have for latest. I got to just find which team he's on my fantasy.
I thought it said that
Ooh, Lynch is now questionable, but that's usual because he never practices today.
Yeah, they said with Big Ben that they were going to.
Let me see here. I gotta find.
They're moving forward as him being the starter.
Oh, here we go. I found it. Big Ben. Yeah, it looks like he is probable. He practiced fully Wednesday. Roethlisberger's full participation Wednesday supports the continued notion that he'll be able to return to action Sunday against the Bengals.
I got Cincinnati anyway.
We're on to Cincinnati. 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 We're going Cincinnati.
Good.
Because until Big Ben shows that he can win. Nope. Tennessee versus Houston. I have no line, so I'm guessing even.
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Nah, that was terrible. You're going Tennessee?
Yeah.
This is tough. This is real tough. I don't know who to take, personally. I have no idea who I'm going to take.
Really?
No. Because Tennessee's not that good. Mariota might play this week. We don't know. And Houston, if the defense can figure something out, can be good. They're okay, at least.
They are okay.
Excuse me. I'm going Houston.
Good.
The Jets, Jets, Jets on the road taking on Oakland. Jets are 1.5-point favorites.
Oakland.
Oakland. They're young and good, but still can't beat the Jets, Jets. I go Jets. I still think they can't beat them.
Okay.
They're good. Don't get me wrong. Oakland's good. I just don't think they're good enough yet. They're almost there.
Fair enough.
Late game Sunday, Seattle against Dallas. Seattle 6-point favorites.
Seattle.
Tony Romo will be playing.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like you're kidding me.
No, I'm not joking. I just put him in my fantasy lineup today.
Seattle still.
And Des Bryant remembers playing today, too. Playing this week.
Seattle.
I just said Des Bryant and Tony Romo are back.
Seattle.
I just said Tony Romo and Des Bryant are back.
And I said Seattle.
I'm joking. Tony Romo's not back yet.
That's
He
what I
can't
thought.
be legally back for like 3 weeks, but Bryant is playing. That's not a lie. We're both going Seattle. And then you have Sunday Night Football. Green Bay on the road taking on the Denver Broncos. Green Bay 2.5-point favorites. Who's going to be undefeated? Who you got?
Denver.
Denver. Denver. Denver. Denver. Denver. You like Denver. I like Cheez-Its. Denver. Cheez-Its. Denver. Cheez-Its. I'm going Green Bay.
Okay.
Oh, so we're gonna quit for this last thing. Just reading here, Kobe Bryant and teammates and Timberwolves honor Flip Saunders tonight with Flip warm-up shirts and a moment of silence. So that is how they started it out tonight.
Yeah, and Timberwolves are off to a hot start.
Flip, you're here.
11-6. Timberwolves.
Oh, 11-6. You tell that's a hot side. I was thinking you're gonna say 20-4.
Ricky Rubio's got 7 points.
Huh?
Ricky Rubio's got 7 points.
Vegas. I need $20 on Tiger Woods. Tiger's back.
And
That means Tiger's back then.
and Towns has got 2.
And Garnett's got 0.
He hasn't attempted a shot yet, but he's got 4 rebounds and 2 assists.
Look at that. He's coming back. He's an old man coming back.
And Kobe's got 2 points on 5 attempts.
Sounds typical Kobe. Now, just where's that shoulder injury at?
Not yet.
He's going to fall on the floor tonight. And then tomorrow morning, breaking news. Kobe Bryant out with another broken shoulder. Then retire.
And Kobe just missed another 16.
Okay, I don't care. Indianapolis in our last game, Monday Night Football. Indianapolis on the road taking on undefeated Carolina. Carolina 7-point favorites.
Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum.
Good times never seem so good.
Carolina.
We're going
Carolina. Go.
So we end up
Carolina.
going 2 different ones. No, 3. Excuse me. 3 different ones in the NFL and 2. So there's 5 total. So we can't finish tied.
You can't.
Can't, because there's 5 differences.
Oh.
There's 6 of them, then we could, because if we won 3 and 3, then there's a chance. But there's no chance, so you can't really do it. But I wonder who's going to win this week. I think I'm going to go back-to-back this week.
No.
I mean, I beat you in everything else. And let's see here. Actually, I think, can we get it? Is there a clip here? Yes, there is a clip. Quick 54 seconds. I'm going to play the moment of silence that the Lakers had against the Timberwolves before tonight's game. So here it is.
The Timberwolves' all-time winningest coach, Saunders led Minnesota to its first ever playoff berth and 8 playoff appearances in total. Flip Saunders also coached the Detroit Pistons and the Washington Wizards, amazing 654 career wins. At this time, we ask that you observe a moment of silence for a beloved member of the NBA family, Flip Saunders. Thank you.
So there is the pregame of the Timberwolves and Lakers game with the pregame moment of silence for Flip Saunders.
Tears again.
You've been crying all night.
You hit me up with tears.
I mean, you've been crying all night. It seems like. I mean, You were trying not to during the Jerry Kill interview when we played it, but I told you just let it go. Let it fly.
Just let it fly.
Let it fly. Don't hold it back. You're not a real man if you don't let your tears fly.
Wow. Well, it looks like that World Series game is all but over. Kansas City's up 6-1.
So here's some. I know you just put that, but here's some things I'm just reading here. And, the Vikings have 3 former Gophers that played under Jerry Kill.
Yep.
Marcus Sherrills, of course, a Rochester native, played at Rochester JM, actually. Isaac Frichte, and also Brock Vereen. And this is what Frichte had to say, or this is what he said, how he heard about Jerry Kill. And he said, I was in meetings, and Kyle Rudolph said, sorry to hear about your coach. And Frichte said, I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't believe him. Then tight ends coach Kevin Sfarnick said, hey, really sorry, man. I was like, you guys are screwing with me, right? And then I looked it up on my iPad right away, and I was shocked. It's been a shock for me, Brock, and Marcus, all of us. So, people thought he thought it was a joke. Like, what the heck are you talking about? And then Marcus Sherrill said, we wish him nothing but the best. He was a great coach and a better man. He's done a lot of things for my family and my brother being over there. He was really down to earth, very honest with the players, and welcomed all the former players back. I went and sat in on the meetings during spring ball sometimes. He's a great guy, and it was just sad. And then it says here, the announcement hit Frichte hard because, like so many former players, killing his wife, Rebecca, remained a part of his life after his days with the Gophers were over. Frichte texted both of them after hearing the news and offered whatever support he could provide. He knows better than most that the struggles Kill has endured trying to keep coaching with an illness that can sap strength with the medication required to keep his epilepsy in check. He said, witnessing the seizures that hit Kill when Frichte was a player and the daily struggles he went through attempting to control the disease earned Frichte's upending respect for his coach. He said, he's probably one of the strongest human beings I've ever met in my life. He's been tough. He's been through a lot of things. He's had a tough life. Just the way he's overcome things. It's hard to see things like this happen. It's unfortunate, but we're praying for him. And then, of course, Zimmer said, it's disappointing to have another great coach that you respect and the things he done to retire. But by the same token, I'm glad he had the fortitude to be able to do it when he felt like he was ready to do it or needed to do it. We're all going to miss him in the Twin Cities. He's an awful good football coach, and he's got the program going the right way. So that was kind of, and then last quote here on Frichte. He said, Coach Kill reminded me of my dad. Being a coach reminded me of my father. It was just something that made Minnesota very attractive for me. Coach Kill just being a tremendous man made it so much easier. He was more about making sure that the players were all right and that things off the field were more important than football. For those who know Kill, they know how much football means to him, and more importantly, how much his players and coaches mean to him. All of them are part of Coach Kill's extended family, and he is part of theirs. When asked to describe the quality of Kill he admired most, Vereen said in one word, selflessness.
True.
Vereen, to end the story here, Vereen said it's unfortunate, but for someone who has spent his whole life doing everything for everyone around him, I guess I'm just happy that finally gets to do what's best for him for everything that he's given to the university. So that is from 3 former Gophers. I have not seen anything yet on if Max Williams ended up ever saying anything. I didn't see if he ended up commenting, and I know they did. I saw that before, but I wasn't sure if and I'll look up here quick before we have to go to see if he said anything. Yep, here he did put on his Twitter 5 hours ago. He says, Coach Kill was more than a coach. He believed in me and gave me an opportunity to get to where I am today. Love you, Coach, and get well soon. And that's on Max Williams' page. So all of them admiring it. And I'm guessing even more. I can't even think of his name now. Plays for Atlanta. I just lost. Offensive line or defensive lineman.
Rashid Hageman.
Rashid Hageman. I didn't see if he ended up.
Eric Decker.
Decker was not there. Decker, I believe.
Decker wasn't there?
No, Decker.
Or was that the year
Decker?
before?
Decker graduated at that point. Weber was there. I'll see if Adam Weber. Well, Adam Weber's actually would know because he is still part of the coaching staff. So, and no, he didn't end up putting anything on his face. But Weber was there his senior year, I believe, when Kill first came in. Decker graduated, I believe he was, because Kill came in what, 2011? 2011.
Yeah.
11, that's when Tebow had his. Maybe Decker was there 1 year. I'm not for sure. I thought he graduated, if I remembered right. Maybe he was there the last year. Could have been the last year he was there.
Could have been.
Could have been. I don't know. But that's going to do it for tonight. Great show.
Yes,
we didn't have to do the show tonight because of Valentine's Day, but we decided we would because we knew we still had to do our picks tonight. So
Yeah, and basically our show ran itself tonight.
yeah, show ran itself.
We
That's
had,
the best part of it.
We had
Two great guests.
and, Tommy Kramer and Kevin Gore again, and we appreciate both of them. And we will be back here on Monday night at 8 p.m.
Yes, we will. This has been Sports Live on
Mustang Radio.
Good night, everybody.